Everyone is out to get you, motherfucker. It's a Beck lyric from a Beck song. In fact, it's the only lyric in the song. It's like a hard rock and rah, everyone is out to get you, motherfucker. About 15 years ago, or maybe longer even, I was living in London when I first moved to London. I was living with a guy called the Mindless Drug Hoover and his friend Donald. And these guys used to live on the Pogue and go out partying, go out clubbing from like Thursday to Tuesday every week, and take everything under the sun. And I used to go with them, and I used to smoke too much pot, and I was taking loads of drugs, and I started suffering some severe paranoia, and I was extremely disillusioned because I moved here from Canada after the breakup and divorce between me and my wife. So I was living in this house where I was completely crazed. Now, years after that, I went for therapy and I sorted myself out, and I realized that it was all connected to my insecurity of what had happened between me and my friends back in Canada. At that point, I was asked through my agent, I was asked by the Independent Sunday Supplement. They used to have a little front page article called how to make scones, how to garden gnomes, approached me to write one, how to tell if you're paranoid. And I quoted Beck, everyone is out to get you, motherfucker. You can't tell if you're paranoid whilst you're paranoid. Paranoia is a state of severe self-aggrandizement. You think everyone is talking about you, and it's wrapped into your insecurities. I gave 3 examples in the article of ways just to enlighten people on why you can't tell you're being paranoid. One would be like, you think your friends are laughing at you, but they're actually laughing at someone else called Phil or someone called Bill, and you've misheard it. Another true story that I put in the article is walking into a room at a party whilst drinking a drink and spilling it all down myself, and at the same time, coincidentally, a whole group of my friends laugh out loud. And I was assumed that they were laughing at me spilling a drink on myself, so I took offense to it and spent the rest of the night becoming this tight, withdrawn and scared, paranoia, irrational, scared and paranoid human being, right? The final example that I used in my article was a true story, another true story. When I was living with the Mindless Drug Hoover and Donald, there was one week I was having a really bad come down. I had the flu, I was ill, and I was sniffling, and I was really sick, and they wouldn't let me anywhere near the kitchen, and they'd only let me into the lounge room, and they'd bring me cups of tea and bowls of soup. And I actually thought, in a moment of irrational mental illness where I was suffering extreme paranoia, I thought that they weren't letting me into the kitchen because they were just slowly poisoning me. Yeah, I know it seems crazy now, right? I thought and they brought me a soup, they brought me tea, and I wasn't getting better. I was getting more ill and having headaches and stuff. So at one point, one day, when they brought me the soup and they'd all left the room, I didn't want to drink the soup because I was pretty convinced that they were poisoning me. So I poured it into a pot plant. Now, a couple of weeks later, I was feeling better. I was back in the, feeling healthy again. And the girl at the house saw that her potted plant was starting to die, asked me what had happened, and I came clean and said, really, really sorry, but in a moment of extreme paranoia, I thought you were poisoning me. I poured the soup into the potted plant, and I'm sorry, and I'll replace it. They were friends of mine, they understood. Well, I wrote this into an article for the Independent's how-to section of the Sunday Supplement, and the Independent refused to print it because they thought I was nuts. How to tell if you're paranoid? Everyone is out to get you, motherfucker. Everyone is out to get you, motherfucker.